Hey everyone, I have the last part in the series talking about what we see, and again, these are just rough guidelines, from 18 months kind of and beyond, right? To infinity and beyond when it comes to OCD and anxiety recovery, especially the principles I've learned, because trust me, 18 months into my recovery journey, oh my gosh, I mean, that was, I remember it specifically because it was around the time I did a really hard hike in Colorado Springs called Cameron Cone, which is basically 4,000 feet directly vertical up a trail that has no trail. Remember, this was about my 18 months. And I remember all the stuff was, this is the hardest hike. This is harder than any of the 14,000 foot mountains around our area, including Pikes Peak. There's no trail, and it's 4,000 feet in less than 4 miles. So you're basically going up, and then we know 1.6 kilometers. It's just a lot of elevation really fast, and there's no trail. And I got us lost, and Erica yelled at me for 8 hours. So that was amazing. We had to like scale up this. Literally, we were like holding on. If you would have fallen, you were fucked. So that was about the 18 month for me. And at the time, my perspectives were really good. I don't judge things off emotions. I am so good at that. I don't really mind at all how I'm feeling. Happy, sad, no matter what I'm doing. If I'm in romantic situations, if I'm in a business meeting, if I feel like I'm tired, if it's at night, I just do the things that I know I want to get done with my mission, with my personal discipline, and that's the way I live my life, and that's how I like to live my life, and it works well. But that did not develop till 18, 24, 36, 5 years in, because I'm coming up on 5 years into meeting Rob. So before I go any further, please subscribe, hit that like button down below. Let me know what you think about this video. Again, that is Phil at OCDrecovery.com, and we hope to hear from you soon. We have a lot of great webinars coming up. I cannot wait for the IBS and the reflux one. I mean, those physical symptoms that people are on all sorts of different medications, not that we're against the medications, of course, but just, and pain stuff. Like, oh no, there's no way that could be part of my OCD cycle. Oh, yes, it could. So we'll go into deep dives of that in different videos coming up in different webinars. So when I got to 18 months, I had read all the books on the reading list 2 or 3 times. I had read the chapter 4 and 5 in Myth of Self-Esteem 5 times or so. I had gone through my disputing notebook multiple times. Like I always say, this is my original one. I mean, this is, this is wild. This is insane. So this is from May 6, 2020, day 3, no video games. Oh my gosh. I just hit 4 years, no video games. Accepting reality. Nothing is certainly true. There's no universal laws. Irrational belief. Because I strongly prefer to recover, I must. Just going through, people must treat me well. Is this logical, etc.? I mean, this is wild. Fear of never recovering again. Relapse is normal, although not healthy, but we're a fallible human. My backsliding is bad, but that doesn't make me a bad person. Just all sorts of crazy things I had to go through. But this is amazing, right? I keep this next to me because it's so cool for people to see that stuff. So the who I was at 18 months is astronomically different than who I am now. So we're talking 18 months to 60 months. That is a big difference. Even 18 months to 36 months. So we're talking, what are we at? 3 years in? That is nuts. I am completely different than who I was at 3 years in versus 5 years. And I'll probably be, there's ever changing, and I could have things happen to me in my life. Maybe Erica gets cancer and dies 10 years from now. I don't know. Daisy's sitting right here on the couch. I'll show you. We got a new couch in my office, and she's just sitting right here snoring away. So I have to talk really loud so you don't hear this. Now she's looking at me. She's like, why'd you stop talking? So let's talk about some of the things that have changed in the last 24 months to 30 months, from 18 months and beyond. I have read numerous books. We're going to go for a walk. Okay, because it's important to go for a walk. And then I could show Daisy. Look at her, my big, oh, you doing? Oh, yeah. Oh, give some kisses. Oh, kisses. Are you not going to give me kisses? Everyone thinks that's gross. I think it's great. Okay, you go back to sleep. So, okay. So in 18 months, I probably had half these books. So this is one thing that's changed, okay? Half these books. Didn't read any of these, most of these. No Way I Read Lives of the Stoic, Yomi Park, any of these books. I definitely didn't read this book. I mean, this book is fire, right? Gucci Man's Principles to Success. That book is basically the best book ever written. We always joke about that. These are all my Ellis books. A lot of these I didn't read till after 18 months. Control Your Anger, People from Pushing Your Buttons, Stop Destroying Your Relationships, How to Make Yourself Happy. All of these books I hadn't read. None of these books I read. I mean, I just read The Anxious Generation. None of my habits were good. I mean, like, here's another big change, right? Because when you get better, you start focusing on things that are outside of what you think are necessary for OCD and anxiety recovery. So take something as simple as keeping an organized closet, right? I know I've shown this before. This is something that didn't look like this. Now, you could take this stuff and just throw it all over the place, and I would just say, that sucks. Like, there's no fear cycle based around this. My belief hasn't changed. If I have certain stuff I'm working on, I do have this. I do have written right here, August 1, because I had a seizure on March 12th. It was my third or fourth major seizure in my life. Because remember, I had viral encephalitis and meningitis, so I had a really big seizure. And because of that, I've had multiple seizures in my life because of different reasons. A lot of them due to built up just maybe time or whatever. We've gotten tests done, and they were like, you don't have any epilepsy. So fun stuff. It's always great to hear that, right? Doctors are like, yeah, you have nothing wrong with you. Well, let's be real. You have nothing wrong with you. By the way, you might have a couple more seizures in your life. Thanks, doc. See you later. So, when you come into places like this, again, these are things, I was very excited about the 18-month and beyond one because there are so many unique things. Like things like keeping my toilet seat down, making sure, like you don't come into my bathroom and this is open. That doesn't happen. Like, and you're like, that doesn't matter. It does. It definitely matters. The small disciplines added up are big. So stuff like this, making sure I brush my teeth twice a day like I talk about, keeping it organized. Like something as simple as like, you could do that and leave that there. It's not going to bother me. But the reason why I do that is because it's a habit I like to have. There's little things like this that people are like, oh, that type of organization is bad. No, not true whatsoever. When you add small disciplines together, that's why I love Jim Rohn. When Jim Rohn says the small disciplines added together equal large disciplines. And I'm not foreign to any of my careers, because you get all these people on social media. I've heard really, really famous people say, making your bed does not mean anything. You have to be careful for people that are using absolute black and whites. Some of the most successful people that we don't even know if these people are successful. That's the fun part. They say they have a $250 million net worth, but you really have no idea because they're not showing their bank account. Okay, so we don't need to know any of that. But there's just a lot of myths and a lot of bullshit that people peddle out there, and especially when it comes to habits. So habits are primarily what I worked on. That I got much better at. So I thought I was good at habits at 18 months, but I could still slip on things. Like maybe if I was trying to do the one caffeine source a day after my seizure, like if I would have had a seizure back then, I don't think I would have been able to go 4 months having one coffee a day. I mean, I could have. It's not like it's some rocket science, but I wouldn't have wanted to. And like I said, like everything is just very, very clean in our kitchen. Okay. So there is nothing that's like out of place or all over the place. That's Erica. That's Erica. This is mine. Look at that difference. Oh, look at her leaving stuff in the sink. Oh no, here he is. Oh no. So stuff like that. And then, like I said, I work on something, and people are like, this is stupid. But it's like, it's not dumb. Like there's not stuff all over the place. This is clean. It's not all, like I try to keep, I know it seems stupid, but again, all this type of stuff matters. Regular meats and then stuff that's already cooked up there. This stuff adds up. My educational process has changed a lot. I've gotten to a place to where I'm constantly reading. I'm constantly learning new material. I'm watching documentaries. Now Daisy wants the door open, of course, because it's so nice outside. For you guys, it's not even summer yet. And the other day it was 33 degrees Celsius. I hope it gets to 40 soon because I love when it gets that hot. So she likes sitting out there. And I've learned a lot about myself. Again, at 18 months, I didn't need any more progress. I could even go backwards from there. But I knew there was possibility to make even more progress in my thinking, more progress in my behavioral patterns, more progress in the way that I push myself in the gym, more progress in the way I push my reading capabilities, more progress in the way I benefit my relationship. Me trying to go, hey, Erica, how's your day going? Instead of her always asking me, etc. Giving her compliments throughout the day, making myself being better at compromising, handling. Like, here's one thing, okay? Let me give you a weird example, right? That wouldn't have happened probably 18 months. So we had to get, by the way, I fucking know what this stuff is. We had to get a water softener put into that black thing right there is a water softener. So we had to get that put into our house because where we have really hard water. Like we did have really hard water because I live in Colorado and we have a lot of radon and different things. So I didn't understand, like we would use the sink and there would just be like these crazy calcium stains everywhere. And I'm like, what the hell is that? And Erica said, so we had to buy this thing, move it to a house. You buy a house and you had to buy this thing. This thing was fucking $4,000 for everything, and all the sorts of stuff. And then I forgot about it. Literally last night, I was like, yo, I forgot about like what you have to put in there. She's like, I wasn't there when they told you. I was like, yeah, I forgot. She's like, how do you forget that? I was like, I don't know, I forgot. So in the past, I would have either freaked out or gotten mad at Erica and was like, babe, just leave me alone. I was busy. I forgot. Even at 18 months, you could still give attitude to people when you recovered. There's all these myths out there about recovery where people are like, oh, in recovery, you're like this perfect human. No, not true whatsoever. You could still make mistakes. That's one actually really good example that would not have happened at 18 months. Another one is like road rage. Even at 18 months, my problems on the road were a lot better, but they're nowhere near where they were today. I still would say between 18 months and 36 months, I'd have an anger outburst like every couple months, maybe every 3 months. Then they got less and less and less and less. And if they do happen, could catch them really, really, really quickly. So that's completely different overall. So that's kind of where I think a lot of people are at 18 to 36 to beyond, is they're constantly learning. Excuse me. If you think you're going to get to a place and then automatically be done with learning and progressing, you will be in trouble. You don't need to do these things, but you have to remember you have a mental health disorder that's inside of your brain that's not going anywhere. So in order to progress forward, you need to do things that a lot of people don't want to do. And for us, that's what that is. So a lot of 18 months beyond is really, I could sum this whole video up in refinement. It's refinement. It's working on small principles. It's reading new things. It's pushing yourself in your career. Oh my gosh. I mean, my career where I was at 18 months compared to where I was now, it's ridiculous. At 18 months, I was still driving food delivery almost every day, working in the restaurant, which I love, all that type of stuff, while I was building my business. Now it's completely different. So things are always evolving, always changing. Things are going backwards at different times, whether they're injuries or I have some left knee problems because I strained my patellar tendon when I was doing hex bar deadlifts like a week ago, and then I went running in the mountains and pissed it off even more. So then you have to work around it. So things are going to happen. But my ability to adapt to problems and solve those problems in a healthy, balanced, methodical way, not the sense of, oh my God, if I don't solve this, my life is over, and all my habits have definitely improved. So thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed this series. Let me know what you think. If you like series like this and want to see more of them, let me know. I can do more of them. I could do like an anger part 1, 2, 3. I could do of how I'm going to take out Momin, Rob, and Sam, like how I'm going to kill Momin, how I'm going to kill... Literally, we're just saying that. My door's open. People walking by, they're like looking in because obviously I'm very loud. It was, can you imagine that? Well, let's go for a walk. I'm like, number one, how I'm going to kill Rob. These people are like, okay, well, stay away from the people in that house. So, and remember to have fun. We like to joke around. OCD is serious. It's very serious. And the people who are treating you like babies, they're not doing you any good, and you will not recover with that. That soft tone, always speaking to you like a baby, I have to cover that. That is gone, okay? I am a purebred realist. Realism with optimism as well and enthusiasm, but I'm also a diehard realist. Anyone who's stepping outside the boundaries, this is the reality of life. People get murdered, people get raped, people steal money, like those things right there. People have different views and they kill each other over those views all the time. People rape, people pillage, people hit people in hit and runs, people shoot people stab people, they divorce people, kids die of cancer. Accepting these realities of life is a critical part that you do get 1836 beyond and beyond and beyond. And thank you again. And I hope you enjoyed the series. Enjoy the rest of your day.